Hey guys, let's try to get you zoomed in on the target here. I've got two rifles out. I've got one pellet out. It is okay, yeah, that's zoomed in. And it looks like it's on the targets. One rifle is a Crosman Shockwave with open sights. The other is a gamo wildcat whisper with a scope. They're both 22, and I'm shooting RWS wad cutters, Meisterkrugens, however they pronounce that. We're going to shoot. We got two shooting C's set up for this. They're both at the top of the board. I have one in the middle up top and one off to the right up top. One in the middle up top is going to be the Crosman Shockwave open sight. I missed. We're going to take 5 shots each. Basically what we're doing is trying to see open sight versus scope, small targets. Two misses. I think they're hitting high. I'm going to aim a little lower. My stepson set the sight up on this open, took the scope off. There we go. Alright. Now I know where to aim. We're not going to count the first two. I'm going to shoot 5 from there, that being 1. Two. There's 2 hits. Three hits. I think that's 4 hits. Last shot out to Crosman, then we'll shoot the gamo, and then I'll do a comparison of the two rifles. Build quality, pricing, and such. All right, there's 5 rounds out of the Crosman Shockwave with open sights. I'm not sure what pellet is in this gamo, so we're going to just get rid of the one that's in it. And start loading it here with the wad cutters for 5 shots. Top right target. First one hit. These targets are only 3 fingers wide. I'm at about 21 yards. My shaky hands. I think I hit right above the target with that one. I pulled it up right as I squeezed the trigger. So I pulled one with the gamo. There's two hits out of 3. 3 hits out of 4. Four hits out of 5. We're going to shoot one more because I pulled one. I want to show that that one was me, not the gun. That's my unsteady hands. I wish y'all could see what I see through the scope. It moves all over the place. It's horrible. And blew the target right off. Let me stick a pellet back in the rifle, because I always do. Alright, there's a pellet in there. And I don't know why there wasn't a pellet in the Shockwave. Well, let's put one back in it. Alright, guys. Let's go take a look at the target board. I have to pick that one target up, stick it back on there. One, two, three, four, five, 6. Yep. I had slightly pulled. That would have went right there like that. So I slightly pulled that one right there. And the first 2 I fired trying to figure out where his sights were on. Hit there and there, right side by side. So it grouped well as far as point of impact. I had the target just in the sights. I ended up aiming right about here. So they were hitting a little high. He's probably had it sighted for a further out distance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe one of those. Maybe only one. Yeah, I must have hit next to an old hole. They were going all the way through for the most part. The Crosman didn't. They stopped in the board, it looks like. See, can we get some lead out of it? They were almost through there, let me tell you. Man, for some old dried out wood, this stuff sure is hard. I'm starting to see some lead there. There's a nice chunk of lead. Stuck in that board pretty good there. There we go. Alright, that's the wad cutter after hitting the board out of the Crosman Shockwave. The gamos went all the way through. You can see where I hit the tree with one there. This is from the 25 yesterday. I don't see. Oh, there's one. There's one out of the gamo. So, Crosman Shockwave to the left, gamo to the right. I mean, which one do you think shot the best? Keep in mind, I pulled one of them. We 2-holed this one. There's 2, 3, 4, and then that shot just happened to hit right next to an old pellet hole, I guess, because I fired 5 rounds. Here I fired 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I pulled one. I'm actually sighted for a little bit further off than what I'm shooting at right now, and that's why I'm at the top of the target. But I mean, they're 2 fingers to touch all the holes. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Let's go take a look at these 2 rifles, give us a comparison on them. What do you say? And I'll show you these pellets. Oh boy, it's hot out here today. I am pouring sweat. Okay, as I said, Shockwave is iron sight. The gamo is scoped. The scope is a gamo, I want to say 4x32. Maybe, no, 3x40 maybe. I don't know. They don't have it written on the scope. I like the scope though. Out to 35, 40, 45 yards. The scope's very usable. Comparing rifle to rifle. Let's see. This was $150 when I bought it brand new out of Walmart. This was $164 at a sporting goods store. Length to length, set them guns about even there. The Shockwave is just a hair longer. The Shockwave's actually got like an inch longer barrel. And I don't have a chronograph, but all the chrono videos I've watched of them, the Shockwave actually produces just a little bit more power than the gamo wildcat. And I want to say that's probably due to that slightly longer barrel. As far as build quality goes, let's see. The stock on the Crosman sounds more solid. It's definitely, I'm pushing with about the same amount of pressure. Sorry about jumping around with the camera, folks. Like I said, my hands are not steady. I'm not playing when I say that. The Crosman, the cheaper rifle, actually seems to have a more solid stock. Both the stocks are pretty thin. Makes them easy to hold. The Crosman's maybe slightly thinner here through the foregrip than the gamo. The Crosman's got some texturing to it for grip. It's actually pretty nice, but it's a hard texture. The gamo's texture, the texturing on the gamo is better. There's more grip to this. Both are shrouded barrels. Both have baffles in them, so they both are silenced rifles. Let's see, the gamo uses a plastic, polymer, synthetic, whatever, breech block, while the Crosman actually used a steel breech block. The gamo has no open sights. The Crosman does. Now, what I don't like about the Crosman sights, they could have did better, was, as you see, I hope you see, yeah, there's no fiber optics on them. That needs repainted. I put white nail polish down the front blade to make it more visible against the sights in the rear. But that sight, the sight of the breech is all part of the shroud. Sorry guys. So the front sight's just one piece molded into the shroud, but the rear sight is fully adjustable for windage and elevation. It does have a scope stop hole here, so you can use scope mounts that has the scope stop pin. You stick it in that hole and the scope won't move on it. It takes a little bit more pressure to cock the Crosman than it does the gamo. They both have 2-stage fully adjustable triggers. They both have manual safety. Neither safety is automatic. Both safeties are here. Okay. The safety lever in the Crosman is much more crisp, whereas with the gamo it feels sort of cheapy. The gamo has a plastic trigger. Both safety and the regular trigger are both plastic, while the Crosman, the cheaper gun, has a metal trigger and safety. I mean, you really can't go wrong buying either one of these. They're both great guns. If I had to say which gun I would probably buy before the other, if you were considering the two, I would probably have to say the Crosman Shockwave. Let's see, weight. The Crosman Shockwave is heavier than the gamo, even though the gamo's got a scope on it. It probably equates to being just a better built gun, in my opinion, on the Crosman. It's just, I mean, I don't know what more to say. They both got rubberized butt pads on them. They're both great budget guns, though. You really can't go wrong with either one. The pellets I was shooting was these. Again, I was shooting them in 177 earlier with the Crosman F4. I have 2 Crosman rifles and I have 2 gamo rifles. My Crosman rifles are the Shockwave and the F4. My gamo rifles are the Wildcat and the Swarm Magnum Gen 2 in 177. Now, comparing the Shockwave to the gamo Magnum is a total different story. The 177 gamo Magnum puts out considerably more power than the 22 Shockwave. It's got a metal trigger, metal safety, also manual. It actually has sights on it that are fiber optic. The front sight has a little shroud over it to protect it on the Magnum. The rear sight is adjustable elevation and windage, but it has fiber optics in it. So that's an upside to that. I believe the Magnum also uses the plastic breech block, though, which I do not understand why Gamo would want to go stick plastic breech blocks on their rifles. I really wish they'd get away from that. Start doing it with the steel breech blocks again. It just seems like it's going to hold up better. Both of these are gas ram powered. Neither one has a spring. Neither does my F4 nor my Magnum. Both of them, that Crosman and Gamo rifle, are also gas ram guns. The only spring piston gun I have left is my Hatsan 125 in 25 caliber. I did have a Beam & Silver Kodiak dual caliber that I used for years. That was an excellent rifle, but I eventually tore that one up, just completely abusing it. It was totally my fault, but I got more than 10,000 rounds through that before I ever tore that one up, and it was 99 bucks brand new, so I got my money's worth out of it before I broke it. Two great rifles. You're looking for a 22 caliber, you don't want to spend a lot of money, especially if you got steady hands. You'll shoot more accurately than I can these days, because my hands are really unsteady these days. It's just intermittent little quivers like that. You see my hand jump. You see my phone jumps all the time too. I can't even hold the phone still. So yeah, you know, I'm still good enough shot with all of my rifles that I hunt with them regularly. And I can't think of a time yet that I've not gotten my game, and I usually drop them one shot. You know, nice and ethical. It's usually small game, rabbit, squirrel, dove. But anyhow, this video's getting long, so I'm gonna call it a day. Don't forget, like, subscribe if you haven't. Thumbs up. We like the thumbs up. And this has been another unedited, uncut, imperfection in all video from Roy Public. Thanks for watching. Peace.